I thought I was just going to satisfy my curiosity. Just one night, one click, one journey into the unknown corners of the internet. But the deeper I went, the more I realized I was playing with something darker than I ever imagined. This isn't just a story, it's a warning. Stay with me until the end, because what I found will change the way you think about the internet forever. And if you love real, raw, spine-chilling stories like this, make sure you subscribe right now. You don't want to miss what's coming next. I had always heard whispers about the dark web. It was like this mysterious place people mentioned in hushed tones, as if saying too much about it would invite trouble into your life. Movies, online forums, and late-night YouTube videos made it sound like the ultimate forbidden fruit. They said you could find anything there: illegal marketplaces, hidden chatrooms, government secrets, and the worst of humanity. Some called it the true internet, the hidden 90% that people like me were never meant to see. But curiosity is dangerous, and mine got the best of me. It started on a Friday night. I was bored, scrolling through social media, seeing the same recycled memes, the same influencers trying to sell me products I didn't need, the same fake drama. My life felt monotonous. I wanted something raw, something real. That's when I stumbled on a Reddit thread about crazy things you've seen on the dark web. The comments were wild, people talking about drug markets, hacker-for-hire services, even rumors of red rooms, those mythical live torture streams that may or may not exist. Most people said they were urban legends. But one comment stuck out. A user wrote, "You'll regret it the second you get in. It's not what you think, it's worse." That line hooked me. Worse. Worse than drugs, guns, and hackers. What could possibly be worse? I couldn't shake it. So, I decided to find out for myself. Of course, I knew I couldn't just Google the dark web. I needed Tor, a special browser that lets you access onion sites, the hidden websites that regular search engines can't index. I'd read enough to know how it worked, at least on the surface. So, I downloaded Tor. As I watched the progress bar, I felt a weird mix of excitement and dread, like I was opening a door I couldn't close. When the browser finally opened, it felt surreal. The interface was nothing special, just a search bar. But I knew this wasn't the same as Chrome or Safari. This was the gateway. I typed in dark web directory, and immediately found something that looked like an old, broken down version of the internet. Ugly text, random links, warnings everywhere. It looked harmless, but I knew it wasn't. The first thing I noticed was how chaotic it felt. Links weren't labeled clearly. Some were markets, some were forums, some were just dead. But as I clicked through, I started realizing the truth. This place was massive. Bigger than anything I could have imagined. I stumbled into a marketplace first. It looked like an Amazon knockoff, except instead of books and electronics, it was selling drugs, counterfeit money, and weapons. Everything had star ratings, reviews, and seller profiles. It was chillingly professional. People were casually writing, "Great quality cocaine, shipped fast," as if it was an Etsy review for handmade candles. That was my first taste of how normalized everything here was. The things society hid in the shadows were out in the open, like it was nothing. I should have stopped there. But I didn't. Next, I found a forum. The posts were disturbing, people asking for hitman services, others sharing hacking tools, some just bragging about scams they pulled off. But the deeper I scrolled, the more twisted it got. There were threads that hinted at darker things: human trafficking, exploitation, things I don't even want to put into words. I clicked out fast, but not fast enough to forget what I saw. My heart was racing, but at the same time, I felt like I was standing on the edge of a cliff, staring into something endless. And I wanted to look further. That's when I saw a link titled, "Watch them." No description, no explanation. Just those two words. Something in me screamed to ignore it, but I clicked anyway. The page loaded slowly, like it was deliberately stalling to build tension. Finally, it opened to what looked like a live video feed. My screen showed a dimly lit room with a single chair in the center. The camera was grainy, but the setup felt staged. I waited, thinking maybe it was fake, just another urban legend. But then a man walked in. He was wearing a plain hoodie, his face blurred by the poor camera quality. He sat in the chair and stared at the camera. He didn't say anything. He didn't move. He just stared. My stomach dropped. I couldn't tell if it was live or pre-recorded, but it felt real. Too real. I closed the tab immediately. But my curiosity betrayed me again. I went back and clicked another link. This one had no title, just a string of random numbers and letters. What opened was worse than anything I'd imagined. It wasn't a video, it was a chat room. Dozens of usernames filled the side, all talking about things that made me sick. It wasn't just illegal, it was inhumane. People trading images, discussing crimes like they were hobbies, laughing about things that would ruin lives forever. I froze. My mouse hovered over the exit button, but I couldn't move. And then, it happened. A username popped up in the chat, "We see you." At first, I thought it was directed at someone else. But then another message appeared, "You shouldn't be here." My blood ran cold. My laptop fan suddenly got louder, as if it was struggling. My screen flickered. And then, in the chat, my IP address appeared. I slammed my laptop shut. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. How? I thought Tor was supposed to make me anonymous. How did they find me? The rest of the night was a blur. Every sound in my apartment made me jump. Every shadow felt like someone watching. I unplugged my laptop, turned off my phone, even covered the camera with tape. But I couldn't shake the paranoia. The next morning, I convinced myself it was just a scare tactic. Maybe they were bluffing. Maybe they just pulled a random IP to freak people out. But when I opened my laptop again, my wallpaper was different. It wasn't the default image anymore. It was a photo of me, sitting at my desk. From the night before, I nearly threw up. That was the moment I realized I'd gone too far. The dark web wasn't just some spooky internet myth. It was real, it was dangerous, and I had invited it into my life. I spent the next week wiping my computer, changing passwords, even getting a new router. But the paranoia didn't leave. I still don't know how much they saw, how much they took, or if they're still watching. I went on the dark web once, and I instantly regretted it. The dark web isn't a game. It's not a place for curiosity or adventure. It's a place that can ruin lives in seconds, and I'm living proof of that. If you ever feel tempted to, just check it out, don't. Learn from my mistake. Protect yourself. And if this story made your heart race, if it opened your eyes to the hidden dangers lurking online, then don't just scroll away. Hit that subscribe button right now, turn on notifications, and share this story, because people need to know the truth before they make the same mistake I did. Stay safe, stay aware, and remember, some doors are not meant to be opened.